Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is Amy from With Love by Amy, and today we are going to make a Halloween themed ink blending card for a hop over on Instagram. I do have the details listed below in my description box. So if you would like to go on over to Instagram and check it out after you've watched this video, all the information will be there for you. It's called Rediscover Your Supplies, and it's a monthly hop that we do to kind of like dig around in your stuff and find things you haven't used and use them up. All right. So first things first, I have decided that I wanted to do a moon, an ink blended moon, like a masked off ink blended moon with my scene that I'm going to build. So I took a sheet of masking magic from Gina K, and I punched a hole in it with my 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And if you don't have circle punches, you can just use a die cut. So what I'm doing is I'm using mustard seed distress oxide and I'm creating the moon. And after I am done creating the moon to my desired darkness, it takes a lot more ink than I think it does because I kind of wanted it to be like an orangey kind of moon-ish. I don't know. I saw somebody else who did something similar to this, but I thought I saved their card on social media and I can't find it. So I don't even remember exactly what theirs was, but I thought it was bats flying across the moon, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I decided to do my own take on it, even though I haven't seen the card in months because I saw it on social media quite some time ago, and apparently I did not save it. I just liked it. So if whoever made the card that I'm thinking of, or if this card reminds you of something you've made, leave me a comment below because I appreciate it. All right, so after we are done ink blending that, we are going to dry it with the heat gun. And if you want to see how to make this heat gun stand for yourself, I will leave it in the link on the upper right hand corner of the video. So now that we are done drying that off, because when the distress ink is wet, the distress oxides are wet, the masking magic will not stick to them. And here I am struggling to get the backing off the masking magic. And then I decided to use my pokey tool and very carefully get the backing off. All right, so we're going to place that over the moon so that we can do the rest of the ink blending. And you rub it down pretty good so that it doesn't move while you're doing your ink blending. All right, now that that is all ready to go, we are going to work on the bottom part first. I made this stencil, you can kind of see it there on the top, with a sheet of acetate and this very old cutting system that I have from Creative Memories back in the day. I wanted a hillside stencil for a project I was doing before, and I didn't have one, so I thought I could use this. I've used this same stencil previously for waves, and it works quite well for that as well. But today I thought I would use it for hills on this project. So what we're going to do is we're going to mask the top portion of the card off with the hill section being the way I want it to look on the bottom of the card. And I'm just going to hold the stencil in place. Yes, I could tape it or something, but that mat that I have underneath there is kind of like sticky-ish. And so we're going to use Vintage Photo, and we are going to ink blend at the bottom so it looks kind of like dirt. Since it's a Halloween scene, I didn't want it to be grassy because I thought that would be too not spooky, if that's even, whatever. So we're just going to do some ink blending on the bottom there with the Vintage Photo. And then after we're done getting that to the desired dirt darkness, yep, there we go. All right, good enough. But I do want to we're going to make it a little adjustment there because I want the right side of the hill to be a little flatter because we are going to be putting our spooky house over there on that side. So I want to make that side a little flatter, but I still want to have like a hill on the other side of the card. So we're just going to fix that up and then it's going to be good to go. We're going to wipe off the stencil because we're going to have to use the reverse of it to mask off the hill now so that when we do our ink blending on the top part of the card, we don't get it all over our bottom part of the card. So we wiped it off, and we are going to use seedless preserves, which apparently I did not hold to the camera properly. And we're going to go right around the moon with seedless preserves, and just so it can kind of look like the moon is glowing a little brighter, or at least that's what I thought. I don't know. So that's my thought, is it's going to glow purple, that purple, and then we're going to do wilted violet, which is my only other purple distress oxide. We're going to go around the outside further away from the moon because that one is a darker purple. And my thought is because the moon is yellow, where it's closer to the moon, the purpleness would be lighter, and then further away would be darker because the moon's power wouldn't reach as far, I guess. That's my thought. I'm not very good at like understanding all that color theory stuff, so it's just kind of what my thought process is here. But we're just going to kind of ink blend and ink blend and ink blend until we like the way it looks, because, you know, you're making an art project. You can kind of stop whenever you want. All right, so now we're going to do the moon reveal, and oh my gosh, I love it. And look, you can see like the moon glow kind of around there because of the different colors of purple. So that's super cool. I love it. All right, so now here comes the stamping part. At first I was thinking I was just going to stamp them in black, but then I was not sure how that would work out with the distress oxides. So I decided I was going to emboss them in black. So I have all these bats and the haunted house. I think the haunted house is very old from Stampin' Up. And the bats, they used to be on a wood block, and I think they were from like the dollar bin at Michael's or something else like that. I don't know, but I cut them all apart and took them off the wood block. So I have no idea what brand they're from. I did just use my anti-static powder tool over the front of the whole card after I dried it. I did not show the drying part on the video this time because I showed the first drying session, but I did make sure that it was dry with the heat tool. And then we did the embossing with the black embossing powder, and apparently I did not film that part. But I wanted the windows of the house to kind of glow, so I'm just taking a random yellow marker. It's not even like an alcoholic marker. I don't even know what brand it is. It's from like my planner markers, so it's just basic marker. And I'm just drawing over the windows in the embossed haunted house, so it kind of looks like the lights are on. But I didn't expect it to look super bright. I just wanted it to not look purple behind the house, behind the windows, I guess. So that's what I'm doing here. All right, switching gears just a little bit. I would like to talk a little bit about the viewers that are subscribed or not subscribed. So every once in a while, I check my analytics on YouTube, and I'm working really hard on getting monetized. So I noticed that like 75% of the people that view my videos are not subscribed. So if y'all could subscribe and like and comment on my videos, I would really appreciate it. It's a way you can help creators without having to pay any money, which in my book is a win-win. So, I would really appreciate it if you help me out, because that'd be super cool if I could get monetized. All right, so this stamp set that we're going to do the sentiment with is from the Ink Road stamps, and it's called Defying Gravity, and I've had it for several years and only used it once. I was so excited about it when I got it. But we are also going to emboss the sentiment, but we're going to emboss it in gold. And at this point, I have not decided where I'm going to put it, so we're just kind of like dry fitting it and to see where we like it. I thought I wanted it on the bottom, then I decided I did not, so now we're going to put it right there by the top of the house. All right. And in case you couldn't tell, the sentiment says everyone deserves a chance to fly, which I think is pretty cool. Because I don't really do like Halloween spooky cards. I don't send those to people. But I kind of feel like I could send this to one of my friends right now, and it would be seasonal, sort of, but also, like a nice uplifting card. So that's my thought process behind doing that. I am using Ranger Princess Gold embossing powder for the sentiment. The black embossing powder that I used that did not show on camera at all was black from Lindy's Gang. I kind of like the Lindy's Gang embossing powders because they come in a tinier container. And I actually just threw out an old embossing powder because it was like all contaminated with different colors and stuff. Probably my own fault, but it was a huge bottle and it wasn't used up, and I threw it away because it was something I wasn't going to use again because it got contaminated. So, all right, next step. When I make a card and I put it on a black card base, I always put a white panel on the inside so that it is ready for me to send to someone, because I have found, like, knowing myself, I just know that I won't probably ever send it if it's not ready to write something on the inside. So I did trim this panel down to a little bit smaller than 4¼ by 5½. So there's a teeny tiny black, like you can see the black of the card base around the card, panel a little bit. And I just thought that was cool. And it's a very much one layer card. All right, here's your 5 seconds of Sonic. He's so cute. Thank you guys so much for watching. And let me know in the comments below what you think of my finished product. Have a great day and see you again soon. Bye.